Monday Night Live.
Yes, my favorite night of the week.
Here we are, Monday Night Live. Excited to be back on this Monday night when the football game's going on. So I got to hurry so I get home and watch. So welcome, everybody. I'm excited. Kate is excited.
Yes.
I'm Dean Nixon with Turningleaf Wellness Center, and so is Kate Semmens with Turningleaf Wellness Center. So excited to have an opportunity to reach out again tonight and say hello to everybody.
If you don't know, we come live at you every Monday night, usually between 7:30 and 8 o'clock, depending on how long we chat before we get started.
And based upon our group.
Yes, and based upon our Monday night group
Monday
that
night
we have.
group, yes.
And we come at you with life coaching topics and different things that we feel might be able to be of assistance to the whole planet, really.
Yeah, pretty much the whole planet.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So we are here in southern Utah, St. George, Utah, to be specific.
Yes.
In Mountain Standard Time. So wherever you're joining us, all over the world, we even looked at our stats and stuff. We got people in New Zealand, people in New York. I mean, just all over the place. So
super cool.
It's rad that you guys are joining us.
Yes. Hello, Casey.
Hi.
So
and
excited. Amanda. Yes. Yes.
So you guys, tonight's topic, as we were chatting and discussing some things that have come up, came by way of me, really. Like, let's be honest. Sometimes I just like when life gets really comfortable, right? Like when it's like when there's a super calm in all the storms, it's like, just tiptoe around nicely and don't rock the boat.
Right.
But we were talking about how that is not the healthiest place for us to be.
Right.
And so my question to Dean was, like, how on earth do we, get ourselves moving again in a growth pattern, right? Like when we're kind of in our nice little cozy spot. I call it a rut. And rut to me stands for really unwilling to change. So like when you're stuck in a rut.
There you go. I like that. I like that.
My bestie and I decided on that like 20 years ago.
That's a good one. Good bestie.
Yeah. And so I thought we could talk about that tonight. Like
yes.
How we recognize that perhaps, and then what we can do in order to get out of it.
Yes. It is easy for us to get into a complacency. It's really intriguing that you brought this up tonight, because it is something that I was talking about in one of my coaching sessions even just today.
Awesome.
And one of the things that we do as human beings is we avoid discomfort. Mm-hmm. And we don't want to be uncomfortable. And as a consequence of not wanting to be uncomfortable, we start to look around and find things that we can live with, things that we can be okay with. And we start to make belief changes about ourselves that allow that to happen.
Okay.
So if you think about us as a species, I always relate it back to growing up back when cars weren't as safe as they are. I always try to figure out how to say it. But I just remember, Dad would turn the steering wheel and I'd go sliding across the back seat from one window to the other window. Mm-hmm. I remember sleeping up in the back window on the way to California because it was warm. We never had used seat belts. They were there, but they were always more of a novelty of something that we would play with on long rides to keep ourselves entertained.
Hit each other, all that kind of stuff.
So it was just always, it was so funny to me to see how far cars have come. Now they're super comfortable. They're super, you got bucket seats that kind of hold you. They got seats that warm, seats that cool. You got steering wheels that warm, steering wheels that cool, air conditioning, all sorts of amazing things, because we're always working to become more comfortable.
Okay.
So we're no different when it comes emotionally. We become emotionally comfortable. And so what happens is we don't like discomfort. Mm-hmm. So we start to create stories in our head of what is okay and what's not okay. And sometimes we get stuck in situations or relationships or environments or jobs, and we create stories that make things okay. You know what I'm talking about?
I can roll with that for sure.
Okay. And we start to tell ourselves, well, this is as good as it's going to get, or this is what I deserve, or
right.
This is okay. And a lot of times it's because we don't want the confrontation. We don't want the conflict. We don't want to be uncomfortable. And so as a consequence, we just stay stuck in these positions. We stay stuck in these relationships. We stay stuck in these environments. And we start to believe that we're okay. And we are okay until we aren't okay.
Right. That's exactly what I was just thinking. And this can go on for years, right? Until one day it's like, what am I doing with my life?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And we get so frustrated. And I always think about it. Another analogy is I always think about a fish in dirty water.
Okay.
And have you ever wondered like what that fish is thinking? It's not like it's sitting in the tank looking around going, God, this water could be cleaner. Well, it really doesn't know the difference. It can't tell. It's not like the fish is going, well, I'm going to step in this clear water and compare it to this dirty water. Well, this is cleaner. This is better. It's affected by the water that it's in. Mm-hmm. So it's not like the fish is going to go, well, this water isn't clean. I need to find cleaner water in that tank. It's just going to assume that that's normal.
Right.
So a lot of times in our life, we can do the same thing with jobs, with careers, with relationships, when things aren't always great, but they're not horrible.
Right.
It's not like we're in crisis or anything's, upsetting, but we become comfortable with the water, so to speak.
Absolutely. And
we can't see clearly, but yet it's clear enough.
Right. And that just made me even think, to further your analogy, like the fish in the water just gradually gets dirty. It's not like it's like clean one day, nasty the next, because that would probably kill the fish. Like if there wasn't like a process of just like algae.
Yes. Right. And that dirty water is created as a result of existence. So as that fish is now existing, it's creating that, just like we as human beings, as we live, we create issues in our lives, and those issues in our lives affect those around us. They affect us. Mm-hmm. And if we don't deal with those issues, we start to believe that they're okay. We start to believe that they're normal, and they do affect us in an adverse way. There is on the flip side, there's a positive result of existence as well. There's a lot of beauty that we create, a lot of amazing experiences that we have. There's a lot of things that we bring to the plate and to the world that change it. And people can do that as a result of existing as well. The key for us is to know the difference between, am I existing and creating beauty, or am I existing and just being comfortable with the muddy water?
Right. So if we are existing and just being comfortable with the muddy water, what would be like either a coping skill or one of the steps to confidence maybe that could help us project out of that and get moving our feet again, right? That's one of our favorite things to say. Move your feet.
Yes. And so you're referring to the books, you're referring to our books, the 4 Steps to Confidence, which is one that, again, is a great tool. Again, you can go on Amazon, just search Dean Nixon, and it'll bring up both of those books. But the 4 Steps to Confidence, it is one of those ways, because when we get into the water, one of the things we're always talking about in the book is to take healthy risks.
Right.
So when we get into that complacency, when we get into that telling ourselves a story that, oh, this is okay, or this is what I deserve, or it'll get better, but we don't move our feet, we're not taking healthy risks, how can you expect things to be different? How can you expect things to change if we're not making efforts to move ourselves forward? I think that's one of the things that as human beings, we struggle with the most is effort. And I see that a lot. I feel a tangent coming on. Tangent. Here's a tangent, people. Here's something that I need to just express.
I love your tangent.
Oh, so one of the things that I'm seeing a lot coming in through my clients is especially with couples and relationships, is there's this complacency, and one partner is content and the other partner wants more. And so what happens is that the partner that wants more is trying to encourage the partner that's not willing to move their feet, or at least start the conversation or engage. And when they don't engage, then the partner that wants more or is needing more in the relationship starts to get frustrated. They shut down, and they eventually will check out. Then what's been so amazing to me is that the complacent partner is surprised when the relationship falls apart.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, I didn't see it coming. And I'm sitting on my chair going, really? You didn't see this coming? I mean, it's been coming for years.
Mm-hmm.
But because of this lack of effort, the willing to put effort into dealing with discomfort, in the willingness to take a risk and put yourself out there, the risk to grow and progress, I will stay in my comfort zone. I will stay in that comfortable place. And then as a consequence, the love in the relationship winds up suffering and becomes the fatality in that situation. So
Mm-hmm.
tangent over, but that's one of the things that those of you watching, make sure that you are putting effort into those relationships to clear the water.
Right.
But the healthy risk piece is the point I was wanting to make in the 4 Steps to Confidence. In the book, The Key, now we're talking about coping skills. And those 8 essential coping skills, which I will tell you, they are really the answer to most of the issues that we're struggling with in the world today. Mm-hmm. One of the things that we were talking about tonight in our family support group was we were talking about suicide. And I know we talked a little bit about it last Thursday, I think it was. We were talking about it in our last live. Mm-hmm. But it is a relevant topic. It is something that we're starting to see on the increase. It's on the rise. It is something that the coping skills will have the ability to affect when we can learn to use healthy coping skills instead of using unhealthy coping skills.
Right. So I guess my next question is maybe almost even more of a statement. It seems to me like if we could be about staying on top of that stuff, you know what I mean? So not getting complacent, really taking healthy risks and always kind of keeping an evaluation on our life.
Yes.
Then does that not just keep the water clear and we don't ever get to that murky water as a fish and then all of a sudden,
Yes. It's that effort piece again. Mm-hmm. It's if I'm consistently looking to better myself and not in a sense of I'm unhappy with who I am or this is where it gets tricky is it's not that we're focusing on going, well, what's wrong with me? And let me fix all the things that are wrong with me to make them right. That's just going to create more issues. It's a matter of going, how can I be better tomorrow than I was today? How can I be better today than I was yesterday? What are the things that I can put effort into? Mm-hmm. And if I don't know, then how can I get help? What are the things I can do to get help to make those shifts or changes?
Right. And also like, what do I want? So this is where I'm at. What do I want to create?
Right.
So it's not necessarily like, what's wrong with me? Right.
Right.
But
yes,
just forward motion, right? Just the
forward motion.
The feet.
Yes. It was really interesting. I was working with a teen today. And one of the things that we were talking about is what are some of the things that can keep you on a healthy path? And the teen brought up something very intuitive. I was very proud of him. He said, friends, who I choose to surround myself with. I said, absolutely. That is one of the things that you can do. I said, but there's more. Did you know that? He's like, no, what else? I said, the one thing that we need to do is understand why we're doing what we're doing. What is our purpose?
Okay.
What is our purpose and what do we want to create? And if I can stay focused on where I'm headed and what I want to create in my life, then all the things that come in front of me that I want to trade off. So it's like if something comes in front of me like, oh, I want that. And so we impulsively take it. Mm-hmm. We may be losing what we want in the future. And we've heard that wonderful quote, why trade off what we want for what we want right now?
Right.
And it's that same concept is if I know what I want and I know what I want my life to look like, if I know what I want my relationships to feel like, if I know how I want to see myself, and that's the thing I hear all the time, people always say, I want to be happy. I want to feel confident. I want to feel good about who I am. I want to be comfortable in my own skin. It's like, okay, that's what you want to do. Now do it.
Right.
Put yourself in positions. Put yourself in a place where you can learn those things. Come sit down on my couch. Come sit down in my office. Let's do the work to get you to feel the way you want to feel.
Right. So maybe step one then is deciding what it is that you want.
Right.
Right. Well, maybe recognizing that you're not living to your fullest potential, right? Like
Right.
if we're just stuck in a rut.
In your rut. as
Yes.
you said it.
Then decide what we want.
Yes.
And then take healthy risks to go out and get it.
Absolutely. Yeah, we have to be willing to take that and venture and push ourselves into that unknown. It's the unknown that keeps us stuck in where we are.
Mm-hmm.
Shakespeare called it in Hamlet, he called it the undiscovered country that makes cowards of us all.
Oh.
And it's so true, is that it does make cowards of us all. We're afraid to step forward. We're afraid to take those risks. We're afraid to move because I don't know what that's going to be like. I know what this water that I'm in is like. I know it may be a little murky, but I don't know the risk of getting into that clear water over there, or that new lifestyle, or that new way of thinking. And so we stay in the comfort of what we know. And that's why oftentimes people will struggle when they're trying to lose weight, for example, is that, well, I don't like feeling uncomfortable. I don't want to go to the gym. I don't want to be embarrassed, or I don't want to feel hungry, or
Right.
I don't want to lose. And some people don't realize is that we have a relationship with food. We really do. Food is a relationship. And sometimes we're afraid that that relationship is going to change, or that relationship is going to be stifled. And so we're so afraid of what we're going to lose that we don't focus on what we're going to gain. And that's what we really have to learn to do, is to focus more on what we're going to gain than what we're losing.
Yeah, I like that. And I also like the advice that you got from your friend, your teen friend, about finding those people that are going to help keep you on your path and help keep you accountable, which is what a life coach does too.
Yes, it is.
Sometimes I talk out of the side of my mouth when I think it's a secret.
The secret, like I didn't hear it.
Yeah.
I didn't even know. Yeah, when it comes to your friends, I always tell you, have your top five friends. And your top five friends are really a insight into who you think you are. And we surround ourselves with people that fit who we think we are. If I'm an enabler, I'm going to surround myself with 5 people that are always needing me to be taking care of them. If I'm needing to be taken care of, I might surround myself with enablers. And that's a really good insight. But if I go to a healthy 5 people that are moving themselves forward, and they're doing things, they're reading books, they're educating themselves, they're getting healthy, they're eating healthy, they're involved and engaged in society and culture, those top 5 friends are a really good indicator of you. And so and that's what I tell teens, is have a top 5. You don't need more than 5.
Yeah.
And I love it. And some of my teen clients that I have will come in and go, I've got 4, I've got 3, I'm on my way. And so they work to build their top 5. That's one of the things
cool.
we work on. So
awesome. Great job, Dee.
Yes, look,
Good
we're
topic.
almost 20 minutes.
Dang it. It's so
we go
fast.
so fast.
Oh, Missy says, great to hear you again, Dean. As always, great info. Thanks, Missy.
Thank you, Missy. Oh, and look, there's Mike Bailey. I went to high school. Hey, Mike.
Hey.
How are you, man?
So by the way, more info, we do have our YouTube channel. Just go to YouTube, search for Turningleaf Wellness Center. We need to get more subscribers, so then we can just tell you the URL to go to.
Yes.
So please, we would love your support there. We just got it started up. So go over there and subscribe for us. That would be super awesome.
And we've archived all of these videos. So all the lives that you may have missed that aren't on this page, you can always go back and find them on the YouTube channel. That's where we archive them. The other thing is that we are going to just start doing once a week.
Right. We've decided upon that. So Monday Night Live is where it's at.
Yes. Now you may find little live snippets in our story. See, I'm learning all this stuff. She's teaching me so much. And Sydney Walden they're teaching me. My mind is blown. But
you can still teach an old dog new tricks.
Am I an old dog?
No,
okay.
no, that wasn't directed at you.
Okay.
It's just
this turned ugly. Anyway, you will find them in our story in the future. So keep us in mind. Like and share the videos. Reach out for help. You guys are awesome.
Keep moving your feet.
Keep moving.
And we're here to help you any way we can.
Till next time.
Bye, guys.